All the ladies, if you feel me, help me sing it out.
Good evening, ladies. How are you doing tonight? I've had a wonderful weekend. I'm wrapping it up now. I just got back from seeing a great movie, and I suggested everybody check it out. Entitled The Butler. I'm sure everybody's heard about it, or you probably already seen it, some of you. It was an awesome movie. I think I cried about 3 times in the movie. It had a great message, and it was some very, very great, solid acting in the movie. I was very proud of Oprah. She did a wonderful job. So I'm just encouraging you guys to check it out. I'm not going to tell you about it. Just go and check it out. But my daughter actually gave me this topic. We were talking, and she had posted on her Facebook page about the way that women talk to each other. And it just got me thinking how we as women, we talk about how we're not respected, and that, you know, men don't seem to respect us sometimes, or even, you know, other people just in general don't give us the respect that we deserve. But then I think about the way that we talk, and the way that we carry ourselves, and the way that we dress sometimes. But we want the respect, you know, and that kind of goes hand in hand. So it just got me to thinking, I've been looking at some of these reality shows, and sometimes it's very embarrassing to hear the language that women use toward each other. I mean, we're calling each other, you know, out of our names. That one word, bitch, which is now can be cool. You know, it was a time when that was fighting words, but now you can just say, that girl is my bitch, and that can mean that she's, you know, your friend. And so it's wild to me the way that we try to turn things around and make it cool. But, you know, you want to be a lady at the same time, but you're not carrying yourself in that way. You got to think about the way that everything that come out your mouth, it speaks volumes of you. And what I've learned to do over the years, because it was a time in my life, honey, when I could cuss with the sailors. You know, it was a time that if you bothered me, you bothered my children, especially my children. My children were my world. And if something happened with them and you angered me to that point, I could curse you out all day long. And that's no lie. I'm not ashamed to say that. It was a time when I was just that, you know, that was me, you know. But I remember one time hearing a lady, I can't remember the actual situation, but it kind of embarrassed me because I overheard her actually going off on her child, and she was using all of this profanity. And it made me think. I was like, do I sound like that when I'm talking? When I'm upset with someone and I'm actually just have diarrhea of the mouth, am I sounding that way when I'm telling that person off? And it made me just want to change myself. And it took a while. I was a work in progress for a long time. I mean, I did everything from substituting words, you know, from sounding very harsh to, you know, instead of calling somebody a B, I would call them stupid. You know, I did that type of stuff for a while because it was just my nature to, you know, when I was angry, you know, I would say some things. I mean, that was only the time that I really used any type of profanity. I had to be really, really provoked to anger. But we have to learn how to express ourselves in a more intelligent way. And I know it's going to be a lot of women out there that really necessarily don't agree with this or don't like the fact that I'm bringing it to light, but I'm just going to bring it to light. We want to be respected in the way that we carry ourselves. We want men to look at us and think of us as ladies. But when you're out here mouthing off and you don't have respect for the people that are around you, your children, or yourself, you know, you can't express yourself in an intelligent way without using profanity or saying some of the nastiest things that you can think about. I mean, it says a lot about you. I'm not saying that this is something that somebody can do overnight, but just think about the things that you say and the way that you say them. I've learned over the years that, you know, I can express myself and I can be angry and people can get my point without me saying things that would disrespect me or the upbringing that I had, the way that my family tried to raise me. I can do it in a way that would be pleasant and you know, speaking, and it make me sound like I'm an intelligent woman, you know, and get my point across. And that's what I'm saying. When I was at the movie tonight, I saw this young girl, and I guess she couldn't have been no more than about 16. And she was a plus size girl, you know, pretty heavy girl, you know, very attractive girl, but she was a pretty heavy girl. And she had on this skirt when I say the skirt, and I'm not exaggerating, the skirt came right where your butt cheeks stop. And as she walked and the tail of that dress kind of floated up a little bit, I actually could see her butt cheeks. Yeah. I felt really bad. It was almost embarrassing for me because her mom was there. Her mom, and she had her sister, and they were all, going into the theater. And I was telling my friend that I was actually going to the movie. I was like, why? Why is she dressed that way? I mean, it was obvious that everybody was looking because it was a little light breeze going on. So with the flow of the dress bouncing a little bit, and every time it bounced, you could actually see her behind. And we have the media, I should say, and just all of this hype about celebrities and the lifestyle has gotten our youth so intrigued with dressing skimpy and being sexy that we lost what it means to really be sexy. The first time that a young man, or young boy I should say, made a comment toward that young lady, she would be offended. She would be angry. She would be at the point of rage where she would actually want to say something to him. But I get that, because it doesn't give a person the right to say those things to her. But where's the respect you have for yourself to dress appropriately? I have no problem with young ladies, being sexy or any of that, or stylish, because I grew up in an era where, we wanted to be stylish too. But I always had enough respect for myself that I didn't want to expose parts of my body that didn't need to be exposed in public. And I'm heartbroken by that. I mean, I really, as a mom, I wanted to go over and just tap her on the shoulder and just say, hey, you're exposing a lot of your private parts. But had I done that, it would probably been a big, altercation happening because her mom was there. But I felt embarrassed for the young lady because I could see that, and it was heartbreaking. So ladies, we, moms, grandmothers, or if you're raising, young ladies, or you have, young ladies in your circle, I'm going to say again, it's up to us to try to show them, direct them, teach them how to be ladies, how to speak, how to dress. It really is, and I really don't care if people don't agree with this. It's just embarrassing. And I'm not saying this in any particular community, race. It's not even that. I'm speaking to everybody, all young ladies of all races. We need to help our young women to learn how to be ladies in the manner that they speak, because one day they're going to be an adult. And when they become an adult, they're going to go off into the world, and they're going to want to try to get a career, and they're going to want a husband. And they need to know how to speak properly. They need to know how to dress properly without embarrassing themselves, embarrassing their family, and showing that they have, a lot of, respect for who they are, and that they want people to respect them. And that's just all I want to say tonight. It touched me. It really did. I can't say how much it did, because I was almost at the point of being in mother mode and just walking up to that young lady and say, go home and put something else on, because you're just distracting. And you know how it is in the movie theaters. As you walk in the theater, you go, most of them are on like a slant. And as you walk up, you're going up. And as she walked up the aisle, guys was just turning around. They was just looking up under her skirt, because it was no way to hide it. It wasn't no way to hide it. And it just made my heart go out to her. So, ladies, let's have a little bit more respect for ourselves. If this hurts somebody's feelings, I apologize for that hurting your feelings, but maybe that's what you need to know, that it doesn't take all of that to be sexy. It doesn't take all that to get attention. And a lot of times I think that's what it is. I think it's just people lacking attention, and they're doing things to get the attention. And truly they don't realize that it's working the opposite. So if you have ladies in your circle, young ladies in your circle, friends in your circles, sometimes it can be just your peers, your friends, as adults. Try to encourage them to try to be ladies and be respectful of themselves in the way that they speak, in the way that they address. I'm not a bitch. I don't want anybody calling me a bitch. I don't want my girlfriend calling me a bitch. I don't want to be called that even when I'm, as a friend, let alone arguing. And, if you can't express yourself in a way that can be constructive, then I really don't have any conversation for you. So that is all I want to say tonight, ladies. I hope you all weekend has wrapped up beautifully. Mine has. And I'm getting ready to start this long work week. And I wish all of you all peace and love. And I hope you have a great, safe week. Take care. Peace.